So we are back. Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you guys are tuning in from. We are back with the Vibe Online podcast with myself, Megan, and we have a special guest joining us today, Adeline. So amazing to have you here. So Adeline is in the same business as us and has been in the business for a few years now. She will share her story in just a second. And Adeline has predominantly worked in the offline space. Now, me and Meg have spoken about this in previous episodes that you can build the business online and offline. Me and Meg are predominantly online, tapping into the sort of hybrid on and offline space. And Adeline is doing the reverse, where she has come in the offline way and now coming into the online space. So, Adeline, welcome to the Vibe Online.
Yay, so awesome to be here. Absolutely vibing to be here. Really am. It's just incredible.
Thank you for coming on for episode 40 as well. So that's a bit of a milestone, and we've just been just over a year on the podcast now as well. So it's great. So we would love to hear your story, your journey, as well as all our listeners, and just hear how you became in working in the business. How did you get started?
Awesome. Well, first, it's awesome to be here with you two ladies. I mean, I met you for the first time in Gran Canaria. Is that a month ago? How long ago was that? It's about a month ago, was it?
Yeah, must be. Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah, an incredible experience. It really was. And just to your point, to see the more online, offline kind of merging together and kind of having that hybrid approach has me feeling really reignited about the business, actually, because I've been in this space now for almost 9 years. So it's got me really excited. So yeah, hats off to you girls. You're inspiring, and I'm just delighted to be learning from the best when it comes to the online space.
Thank you.
Amazing. My journey, where do I start? Okay, I'm going to kind of give a long story short, because, and then sure, if you want to delve into any, because I just want to bring value to your audience today. So wherever you feel you want to go a little bit deeper, I'm happy to go there, but I'll give just a real high level overview. I suppose, well, my name is Adeline. I'm married to Colin. We've been married for 22 years now next month, and we're both free-spirited, let's put it that way. We've always had that entrepreneurial mind, and been in that space, and we always knew that there was something different out there for us. I ended up working in my family business, which actually was in water filtration, and I'm not going to go into the whole story behind that, but it kind of came around by default, and I always trust that everything is as it should be. But anyway, fast track, 18 years went by there when I heard about Enagic and I heard about Kangen water, and I've been honest, I'd actually been introduced to it about 5 or 6 times over a period of maybe 6-7 years and ignored it completely.
Really?
And it was actually, and this is probably a very important piece of the conversation today we can delve in, is because how it was presented to me, how it was brought to me.
Okay.
Space, yeah. I definitely felt that I was seen as a meal ticket kind of thing, because I was in the water filtration industry, and just different. And then I had different questions, and, to find out more. But the distributors that came to me either didn't come back, didn't follow up, didn't have the answers. I have no problem with anybody not having the answers, but saying, I'll just go find out and let me see what we can come back with. So it's interesting. I actually ignored it for years. And, I could have made that a regret, but I said, no, I just trust that I landed in the perfect team at the perfect time. So it was actually a truck driver from Galway, John Collins. I'm incredibly grateful to John for ever and a day, for just ringing up one day, and he knew me from before. He said, Adeline, you need to sit down and look at this. And I said, all right, okay. He says, yeah, we need some help with this. We need pre-filters, we need taps, and people need to know how to, take care of the. And I said, oh, okay, now you had my interest, because it was going to impact the business that I was in already. And that was struggling, to be honest. And I thought, well, if our engineers on the road can be busier and doing this, I'll have a look. So it was actually, he did it brilliantly. He said, I'll get you a machine, try it out, see what you think of it. And he was all real funny with this. He brought me a machine. He told me the story afterwards. He stole it from his sister's house when she was on holidays, and brought it into me to experience the water. And honestly, I can be a bit of a geek when it comes to technology and science and all that. So I just started geeking out on the information, started drinking the water. But honestly, it's once I drank the water that was game over. It really was game over. and I kind of selected a few, family members, friends to kind of come on trial with the water as well, while I was kind of geeking out on the back end. Because at the end of the day, we had an almost 30-year family business, and I had this thing in my head: I don't want to take on a product or that could jeopardize the credibility of our company. That's the way I was thinking at the time, because I didn't know enough about it. I just heard of this Japanese technology, didn't really know what it was. Anyway, long story short, we absolutely fell in love with the water. It just got our hearts. I felt so much better. My husband felt better. Everybody who tried it got their own, results with it. So we absolutely loved it and took it on as kind of an add-on in our business. But within a very short space of time, I said to my husband, I said, that's it. I just want to do this. I don't want to do anything else. This is too important. This product makes such a difference in people's lives. This water is incredible. People need to know about this. They need to understand, how it works, how it can benefit them. And I'll be honest, I fell in love with the business model as well. For us, it was like, this could be our chance to, break free, to get out of this box that I'm in. I felt quite trapped where I was. I said, this could be our chance at freedom. And we really embraced that. And a year later, I sold that business, and very naively, I don't recommend this to anybody, we went full-time in Enagic as 4A and 2A.
And the very beginning. Wow.
Yeah. Without the online space, building it much slower than you incredible people are building it. But look, we had a fire in our belly, we had a vision, and we just trusted, and we felt, and we knew that it was going to work out. And I won't lie, we had a very challenging few years, because we were kind of a bit like ignorance on fire, I'll be totally honest with you. We just really went out there, and we had a lot to learn, and there was a lot going on with 3 young kids at the time. And anyway, long story short, that was how we got kicked off. But we have been full-time Enagic distributor since then. And the really positive thing about this is we have reared our family on it and on nothing else, so it is an incredible business, and I'm just so excited to move more into the online space now and actually reach and impact even more people than we have over the last number of years. So that's kind of the high level overview. So I went 6A on my first position in January 17, and then we focused on my building under my husband and his position in the business, and now we're just literally moving the focus back to building my other side. So that's where we're going to focus the online element of it. So I don't know how relevant that is, but I just feel that it is, because it's been a much slower journey. But that was nothing down to the business. That was down to what we had to learn about ourselves. That was down to our journey and what we had to navigate and go through. And I completely trust our timing, because do you know what? We weren't ready. We're fully ready now and ready to rock and roll at an even higher level.
Yeah, and it's really nice the way you said there that you dived straight in the beginning, and you just went for it because you believed. And there's lots of people that come into this business that maybe haven't got that belief in the beginning, or I certainly had fears and skepticism before I kind of jumped in online. I guess the difference online, offline is you generally know the people offline a bit better, whereas online, I didn't know Lisa, I didn't know Megan. Our paths would never have crossed if it wasn't for this business. So I'm super grateful for the fact that, I've made incredible friendships through this by working with strangers.
Absolutely.
But it just goes to show that whether you're offline or online, as long as you have the belief and you dive in and you know this business is going to work, then it's going to happen. You've just proven, the words have come straight out your mouth that you dived in before you were ready. You believed in the business, the product, everything behind it, the mission of the company, and here you are 9 years later. So I'm assuming you didn't have any fears or skepticism. You just knew, like, the right time, right place. That was it. All guns blazing. You're in. You're going for it.
Oh my gosh, we had so many fears and skepticism. So much.
Did you?
so much. Oh my God, we did. And the biggest thing we had to work on was ourselves, to be honest. That was what we had to really work on our own, limiting beliefs, and, getting past the opinions of others. And people thought we were absolutely crazy. They really did. What are you doing? One of you at least needs to go and get a proper job, and you're being irresponsible. And because there was highs and lows. We there was times we were doing really well, other times we weren't doing so well. But we know that was down to our it was us. That was nothing got to do with the business. The business works. We had to work on ourselves. So yeah, we had a lot of, I suppose, other people's opinions to break through. That took us quite a long time, I won't lie. That took us a while to kind of get past that and really trust ourselves and trust the path that we were on. You know, that was definitely the biggest piece of our journey. But I mean, fast forward now, I'm so grateful. Like, we've our oldest son blazing a trail. You know, our kids, we were at home with our kids. We actually had something. Yeah, we might have had to be navigating all this, but we actually got to be at home. We were always had this kind of a revolving door system, one in, one out. So as we built the business together, there was always one of us at home. You know, occasionally the two of us would go to something or be away if it was an event, or, you know, maybe a weekend's event or whatever. Offline, we did a lot of trade shows and different networking events. And yeah, but other than that, we got to be at home with our three children, which was absolutely incredible. And that was the most important thing for us, because our family is our highest value. 100%. And it's what's most important to us. And so to be able to create, you know, live on purpose and be in this space where, you know, hand on heart, it works. The business is ethical, the product is ethical, the company's mission is absolutely incredible. And yeah, we just had to find our way within that. And I suppose that's always been our ethos when we meet new distributors, is we help them to find their way. And now to have that lovely hybrid of online, offline is incredible now as well. We feel like we've got more to offer. And the same for you guys. You've got, you know, you might attract people in the online space, but they may be just more comfortable spending some more time offline than online, or that combination of both. So I think it's really, it's expanding what's possible and who we can reach.
Yeah, amazing. How do you then help others coming into the business to be a distributor get over those fears and skepticism that is there? And I think one of the biggest ones is the other people's opinions. You know, it's cancelling out that noise and truly believing that this business does work. It will work. You just have to cancel out that noise and not let those opinions get inside your head and stop you from going down the path that you want to go down.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing we work on with everybody. I mean, obviously, everybody you meet is dealing with it in a different way. Some people really struggle with that. Others, actually, it doesn't, you know, cost them a thought. So we meet people where they're at. So we find out what's important for them. We find out what's holding them back. We find out, you know, where they're at, where their belief system is, where their belief and their trust in themselves is. Like, so it's about really learning and understanding the other person and finding out what's important for them and then supporting them in that. So it really is, this is personal development in a box in a business.
Absolutely.
That's what it is. Like, it's the biggest takeaway from this is the community, the culture, the growth, your growth as a human is what's absolutely the best part about this business, without a doubt.
Oh yeah, the transformation in me and Megan in our journey, we've both been in business in 2 years, has been huge. And that's what I love, is I love introducing people into this business that get started who, like, there's a girl in our community, Hannah, for example, who was so riddled with anxiety that she really, really struggled to function in daily life. She wouldn't leave the house and she missed so much time with her kids. And now in her short journey in the online space and doing the personal development side of it, while you get this amazing business, she's transformed into this incredible human. So it's such a beautiful space to have the business, but also to be able to help others overcome those fears and self-doubt and everything.
Yeah, it's the best part. And what's beautiful is everybody's journey, like everybody's, you know, everybody comes to this with a different level of experience in their background or life circumstances. So what might take 6 months or 6 years, whatever it is, for one person on their journey could take somebody else literally 6 weeks. But I always say, like, for me, what's most important is really supporting people to, in that place of where you're at is perfect. Trust in your journey, trust in your, don't like get away from comparison. Comparison is the absolute thief of joy. Don't look at somebody else and go, oh my God, but they did it in whatever 6 months or 2 years, or it doesn't matter. You stay in your lane, stay focused, stay committed to what's true to you. And as oh my gosh, I can't remember her name. Oh, in Gran Canaria, the beautiful lady that did the Follow Your Golden Thread. Oh my gosh, her name is gone.
Jennifer.
Yeah. Follow your golden thread. It's your golden thread. It's not Meg's golden thread. It's not Karen's golden thread. It's yours. So I always empower people to just trust in their journey, because it's not going to look the same as the next person's journey. And that, for me, I think is the biggest piece.
Yeah.
I really love hearing this, and it's so beautiful, because I'm hearing more and more about, you know, what we're talking about here with the personal development and transformation. It's just making me recognize, although the online and the offline world have their differences, they are so similar in so many ways, because we put that at the forefront. We put, you know, the lifestyle, the personal development, the growth at the front of everything that we do. And that's the thing, everybody will have their own limited beliefs, their own fears, their own where they are starting right now, but that should never stop them from moving forward and taking that step forward. And just the fact that regardless of whether you're online or offline, and we're now coming together, there's that same community of people that all want people to kind of elevate and build themselves into that person that they know that they can be. And we have this opportunity to do that. And I think the difference with online and offline is sometimes online it can be a bit trickier to connect with people on that level, because you're opposite screens, you know, they could be on the other side of the world. It's a beautiful thing that we get to connect and share this opportunity with so many people, but the same kind of restrictions and barriers are there for everyone. And I think listening to you and hearing your story and how long you've been doing this, and it's a very similar thing that you have to overcome those fears.
All the
and
same.
especially with people online, it's easy to make that comparison of this person's made, you know, X amount, or in this position within a couple of years, and you know, we see you guys, and you know, 9 years in, you're still going strong and you're still making it there. And it just goes to show that if you never give up, you keep putting in that work, you keep putting that effort, and you believe in what this can do and what this does for everyone, it doesn't matter what journey you're on. Like you say, follow the golden thread, you're going to make it there.
You're going to make it there. Yeah. I always say there's only one way you'll fail in this business, is by quitting. You know, just take quitting off the table, burn the boats, whatever that looks like for you. And that does take courage. This takes courage, you know, but actually living your life, the life of your dreams that is aligned with you, your values, that takes courage. It all takes courage. So for me, it's about really helping people to be courageous and take those steps, whatever that looks like. I mean, and one thing you said actually is just interesting. Two of our, you know, best friends in the business now, and we did not know them before they started. You know, like Colin got a hunch, and this is about, like, going back to Jennifer as well, really going within and listening to the nudges and trusting your intuition and your guidance. Like Colin was pulled up, you know, beside this, you know, a van with this guy's name on it, Jerry, and his phone number, and he was selling frozen food at the time. And he said he got such a hunch to ring him. He was like, I haven't done this, but like, why would I ring this guy? So I was like, no, ring him. He said it was such a hunch. And he rang him, and he just kind of, he said he can't even remember rightly what he said. Something about being in the health and wellness, and would you be open to having a look at this? And arranged a demo, went over, met Jerry and his wife, and they're now two key players in our business. Yeah, both are 6A, and they're heading towards 6A too. And they've both completely changed the trajectory of their lives. They're both in their 60s and absolutely incredible humans.
That's amazing. You've given me goosebumps to see.
I know, I was just going to say the same.
How the intuition of one phone call can change people's and a whole family's life, and the life going on after them as well, the whole generation.
And actually, Jerry's daughter and her partner or husband are together a really long time. They've got 6 kids, 7 kids, one beautiful baby in heaven, and they're in the business now, and they're incredible, very product led, and they're in the business and they're building it. So the ripple effect of following your intuition and trusting and being courageous is just amazing. It really
it's amazing. Yeah, it really is. And the fact that there's no age restriction with this at any point. I think we have like the youngest distributor is like 19, I think, within the business community. And then there's somebody in Peace Team who's 74.
Late 70s, late 70s. Oh, well, and Noel Angela turned 80. She won't mind me saying.
Oh, is she 80 now? Wow.
Yeah.
So
incredible.
Absolutely incredible that absolutely anybody can do this business at any given time of where they are in their life when they get the punch to just go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then it's just the difference in the ones who make and the don't is just being surrounded by the right people, just being surrounded by the right people to lift them up and carry them along, and just being open to that, and just really being open to that support and that guidance as well, and accepting the help and the support. A lot of people struggle to accept help as well and support too. So just being really courageous is the word that's coming to my mind today. Courageous and resilient.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And at any point when you started, did you feel lonely? Did you feel that you didn't have support or didn't know where to go? Because I think a lot of people that have this perception of working within a business or being self-employed or working online, you're very lonely. We certainly in the online space have a huge community. How does your community keep connected in the offline space? And did you ever feel at any point that you didn't have that?
No, I have to say we've been very blessed with community and culture from the start. We really have. We've been surrounded by, incredible team, and the right people have always showed up. And both Colin and I are big on community and culture as well. So we had like when COVID kicked in, it kind of really shifted things for us. But up until that, we had weekly coffee mornings. People literally traveled maybe up to a couple of hours to be at our coffee mornings. Like this times, yeah, there was big groups, and we used to have events in Dublin, and then we'd always go to the events in Germany. So there was a lot of community and culture. So I have to say, no, we always felt really supported. But I think the biggest thing is when you're on your own and you're listening to you're what's going on between your two ears and the demons that are talking to you, that you've got the right people around you to sound off and just let that out on every now and again to get the help and support that you need. And I suppose that's the biggest thing. I encourage people to open up and just, it's okay to not be okay, as they say. It's okay to feel like you just haven't got it together or it's not working for you. And it's just to help people navigate that it's not the truth, actually, because we have everything within us to do whatever we want to do. We just don't believe the lies that are being fed to us. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. I feel like I went off on a tangent there.
No, I think that
me and Meg love a tangent.
We're all about the tangents. I absolutely love what you said then. I think that's a piece of advice that anyone can take with them from this, because I was very much a closed book when I first started this. It took me a lot to become vulnerable, but just because of the environment and the way that I was kind of brought up and things like that. It's just, you don't share those things because they're signs of weakness or, not being able to kind of move past those things. But when you allow yourself to open up and you trust in someone and you trust in yourself that actually this is a path that I want to take, and I know that this is the right thing that I need to do to allow me to move past this and to get me to where I want to be, that that you're surrounded by good people that have either been through it themselves or are there to support you, completely non-judgmental. And me and Karen have spoken about this so many times, that we love about this business is that there is no comparison, there's no competition, there's no judgment. It's just open arms, open heart. Let's do this together, whatever you need, but people need to be open to allow themselves to go on that journey and open up to people.
Exactly. And probably the biggest thing around that is to, be there for people, hold space. I mean, P often said that to me, because I remember years ago at one time, I said it a couple of times. He goes, Adeline, what do you mean? He said, you're going to have to just articulate what you mean by holding space. I said, you hold space for somebody. That means if they're not ready, I'm sure you come across this all the time too. You meet somebody and you go, my God, their potential is huge. They can be absolute like rock stars in this. And for whatever reason, they're not believing in themselves. Their timing's not right for them, whatever it is. And you can be guilty of pouring so much energy into somebody who's not ready and not ready to go on that journey. So I always say, just run with those who are ready to run, because honestly, it's one of the biggest things. But hold space for the rest. Always have the door open. Hold that space for them, that they get to see their greatness, that they actually do step into what's possible for them. But we can't drag people along, unfortunately. And it's a really, from your own energy conservation, it's massively important to do what you can to support people. But if they're just not willing to go there themselves, just pour all the love onto them, hold the space for them, and then, when they're ready, it'll
I love that. And I've heard before as well, and I've experienced it myself, that even if they don't come with you on the journey, you have touched them in some way, shape or form, just by sharing this with them, because you would never see this anywhere else, or that kind of community, or feel that, like you say, holding space. Not many people actually are listened to or seen or heard in today's society, and that's what we get to do for people as well. So whether they come on the journey or not, I'm grateful for every person that I get to interact with, because you are, like you say, holding space for people, when in a society we don't always have that. So it's such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing. So I would love for you to share with us, because obviously the online and the offline, we've got similarities, but we're also very different. So would you share with our listeners kind of what a typical day looks like for you as you were building your business, but then also kind of what it looks like now that you're in the position that you are with a lot more of the freedom and the lifestyle and things like that?
Oh wow, this is where you get to get really vulnerable and revealed. This would have been one of the biggest challenges we had at the start, was we weren't maybe showing up as consistently for ourselves as we should have been. So the one thing I say to everybody is, oh my gosh, bring in routine, consistency, and discipline, you know. And it took us a while at the start to find that balance between being kind of almost too airy-fairy. Oh, everything will just work out. We just need to kind of, you know, read the books and listen to the podcasts and it'll all just happen, versus doing the work, doing the thing. You're like, just do the thing. So for us, it was a few different ways. Mostly kind of business networks and trade, little like country markets, trade shows, agricultural shows. So we'd go and, you know, might just be 20 euros to have a stall there, or 50, or it could be 300, but it depends on what you were doing. Or, you know, like ideal homes exhibitions. So we were always looking for ways to, what you guys are doing online, generate leads. So it was just looking for putting yourself in places where you could meet people and you found people to have conversations with. And that's really it. So it's the exact same thing, except, you know, it's offline, obviously. And then I've always been really good, because of being in business before. And I do this with all of our team coming in. I talk about getting really organized around nurturing your leads. So build an email list. This is one of the biggest things. And we spoke about this in Gran Canaria. I actually feel, I don't care whether you're online or offline, it's the most important thing, is to build your email list, because that's yours, that's your intellectual property. No matter what goes on with this crazy world, you're going to be able to have that. And nurture and follow up. So our process would have been finding ways to meet people, making sure that we were organized in the back end, that we were building our email list, following up. I got labeled the follow-up queen. That was my kind of title. Never and ever. I just keep following up until somebody is either tells me to fuck off or they die. So I mean, I think we learned that from some of our mentors a lot. So you just keep following up in a nurturing way, keep adding value, keep just whatever that is. And it's incredible. I mean, and here's a phenomenal example. A little business network I joined in Donegal, probably in 16, 17. One of the ladies in that business group just made her investment in her K8 2 weeks ago. We first did the demo 8 years ago.
Wow.
So she's just been on my email list. We've connected on Facebook, and she was just kind of there. So whatever the reason, and don't go into her details, she just wasn't ready, and now she's ready. And I am just beyond excited, because I know it's going to be such a blessing for her and her family. So yeah, so that I feel like I'm going off on my tangent. So let's bring it back to basics. Find a way to communicate with your people, basically, whether you're online or offline, whatever the way that works for you. Build an email list, and communicate, and build community and build culture. And then just follow up and rinse and repeat. Talk to people, add value, help them where you can, and always help without an expectation of return. That would be my biggest thing, is just help people. Just love on people and help people, and it'll come back to you. And I'm going to give you another phenomenal example. So there's a lady I met, and that must be a good 6 or 7 years ago, and nothing ever happened with her in the business or with Kangan or Magic or anything, but I helped her with another project. So she was based in the UK and she had a property here, and she kept trying to kind of connect me with people, you know, to do with the business, and it just never worked out. I kept saying to her, look, Jane, it doesn't matter. I said, I'm happy to help you. It doesn't matter that, you know, like, yeah, if something comes of it and you connect me with somebody and they either join the business or they invest in the product, but if they don't, it's okay. The weekend gone by, I got a message from somebody, and they reached out and they said, I need to get 4 K8 machines, please. 2 for the UK, 2 for Spain.
Wow.
That was a direct person she connected me with 4 years ago.
Wow, that's
Coming back.
amazing.
So I'm just saying,
all of it timing.
Yeah. It's all timing, and it's all not being graspy, not being like, give me another
Releasing
word.
the attachment, isn't it?
Exactly. It is releasing the attachment, just being in service. There we go. Just being in service to humanity. And that's what we get to do with this company and with this product. And what
And the compound effect. That's a huge compound effect. All of that work and not having any commitment to that.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it, just doing the thing.
doing the thing. So inside the honest face, I'm sure you've got your procedures and your processes that you want.
We do, yeah.
So that's just the thing. Do the thing. Just keep showing up.
Yeah.
Keep doing the thing. And the more you do the thing, the better you get at doing the thing. And the longer you're doing the thing, the more people you have in your thing. So it just works out.
Yeah.
So it's actually not rocket science. And I mean, they say success is boring, and it actually is. So you just need to do the basic stuff, you know, all the time, consistently.
Yeah.
That's it. It's the simple things done
Yeah.
consistently over a period of time, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's
We
no.
always, yeah, we always say it's simple, not necessarily.
Sorry, my
easy.
partner has just arrived back and he's like crawling behind the chair. He's obviously aware we're recording the podcast here.
But yeah, no, it's simple
Now he
things.
disappears. Here's a life out of me.
Hi.
Hello, Baz.
Yeah. So it is just that. It is just doing, you know, and tweaking as you go and getting better and sharpening your skills. And, you know, and I always say the better skills we have, the more lives we save. And that's just it, you know, and more lives we impact, because what we have impacts people emotionally, mentally, financially, physically. And the better we are at what we do, and the better we show up for ourselves, and the better we get at being in service and being unattached and not looking to get anybody, not looking to, you know, whatever, just be in service. Be
Just the
good
ability to help others, isn't it? To
Yeah.
show them an open door, and if
Yeah.
they choose to walk through it, then you know that's up to them. Like we always say to people that like there's never any pressure on
No.
them, but you know you've come looking for some kind of opportunity that will create the life that you're dreaming of. There is a vehicle here with a business that doesn't just bring you financial gain, it brings you a whole different level of leveling up and gaining in your whole life in every single aspect.
Yes, in every area.
Yeah.
Ripple effect is huge.
Absolutely. And just giving them the space. I mean, I know it took me like 6 months. I completely ghosted Lisa. I was absolutely terrified. She gave up actually following up with me, but she had me there. Like she knew I was going to come back. And I watched her journey. I watched her life transition. And after 6 months, I was like, I need to get back in touch with this girl. Like, but because of like the fear and the skepticism and everybody else's noise getting in my head, that's what held me back for 6 months. Now I'm, as we all are, in a very different position where we can help people through that. And the fact that we are real normal human beings who are just running a business, be it online, offline, you know, the exact same way as somebody else runs a business, if it's a proper business, as some people like to say, which is bullshit, but
crazy.
yeah, you know, we're here now. We have the ability to coach them through those fears and show them actually the beauty of this. You know, it's not.
On the other hand, you could be like me and go full steam ahead and jump straight in.
Yeah.
I had no fears, no living beliefs, a bit like you, Adeline.
Oh, wow.
When I saw the products, I mean the kind of fears came in a little bit later on in my journey when I started like sharing on social media, because I was never really a social media person. I wasn't really a poster. I didn't really like the vulnerability coming out of me. That was my barrier, and that's when the limiting beliefs started to come in. But in the beginning, as soon as I saw the web class and I learned about the products and I learned about the business model, I learned about the earning potential, I learned about the lifestyle, and I connected with Lisa and this community, I was all in. Straight up, credit cards, get me in, let me build my business.
Amazing. And that's why everybody's journey is so different. So
very individual,
yeah. So like your vibe attracts your tribe all the time. And I always say your old version of you is the person that you get to help going forward. So it really is. And oh God, who says that all the time? Your message, you know. It really is. Like, so whatever you've gone through, if you're willing to be open and honest and vulnerable with others, you will help so many people. You will help them, because other people have this thing of thinking, oh, it's okay for them because they had their stuff together and they had their shit all figured out. And you go, no, actually, this was for me. Be honest. And they go, oh, really? And then that just like let the guard down and be honest and vulnerable with people. Mind your vulnerability. I mean, you're not going to be throwing it out there for everybody, but when you've got somebody who genuinely is feeling fearful or whatever that looks like for them, share your story, share somebody else's story, share Karen's, share Meg's, share somebody else in your community and how they felt coming in, and have them feel that it's okay to be feeling these fears and whatever.
Well, that's why we do the podcast as well, is to help people along their journey so they can tap into this, know from yourself and me, from Karen, the other guests that we have on the show, and the certain topics that we talk about. It's all very normal. You know, we're all just genuine people just on a journey of trying to better our lives and help people better theirs as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's
Really
a
like a business.
it's an incredible business. It's an incredible space to be in, and it's amazing. I love now the fact that the online and offline space is just gelling into one big community. And you know, we've obviously got Japan as the next event for us all. So that'll be the next one. Are you going to Japan, Adeline?
No, I don't think I'm going to get to Japan this year because with the family commitments here, and I was just like, it's still not off the cards completely. I know if it can work out, we'll just get there. But anyway, just based on some of the things that are going on here at the same time, we're like, oh.
Yeah, the offline events are great though, aren't they? It was so good because we obviously met for the first time in Gran Canaria, which is crazy that it's a month ago already, as we said. But yeah, it's so nice to have the communities gelling and blending and having those opportunities again to be able to share with other people. And now that we have the space as well where we can open up and bring people who are interested in the business to events, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's about really helping people, just go back on one point you made, to actually treat it like seriously like a business. This is an incredible business. This has got earning potential beyond what most people can even comprehend, you know, based on, you know, their upbringing and their traditional, you know, schooling and university and everything else. But actually then helping them to, because I think that's a huge mistake a lot of people make, is that they don't figure out how to do business. They actually don't learn how to do it as a business. Like they don't kind of take that element of it seriously. So I'm hugely passionate about that. I love helping people get it set up right, that they view it as a business and say, imagine if this was like a building and you had to put a key in the door every day. What would you do? How would you show up? Like, and all the things that go along with that. So it's incredible, incredible. And I love that, that you're saying that we're all coming together now. It's making such a difference.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Especially when you think, like when I was in Vegas and I met some of the people that have been in the business for years, and very much like yourself, just all offline, to then see I think it was 2,500 people there all come together, and just the conversations that flow, very similar to what we've just discussed on the podcast. And I love hearing people's stories. I love hearing where people have come from. People think that the opportunity is not for them because they have shit going on in their life. Like, that's the best time to dive in. I was just on the back end of a shitty divorce, hit rock bottom, and I started my business. Like, people are very quick to use excuses to stop them from doing something. And I think that's something that I enjoy speaking to people about, by like, use that as your power and your fire to get your life to where you want to be and where you want to take it.
Absolutely. Oh, couldn't agree more. Sure, there's no perfect time for anything. When is the, sure, it was all, no, it really is. And again, it's go back to courage, just helping people, giving them the courage to take those steps. And that's our role. That's who we are as support. You know, we're just shining the light and showing people a way and showing them what's possible, and, you know, holding their hand as they go on the journey. You know?
Absolutely. Well, it's been absolutely great. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Before we wrap this amazing podcast up, because it's been a great episode, great having you on here, if you could give the newest member 3 pieces of advice, what would they be?
Oh my gosh, I should have been prepared for a question like this. Either 3 pieces of advice.
You've given some great advice already. I know
so much
value from
Let's try to pull it all together here. Pull it all together. I think just developing a belief in yourself, your own belief that you are worthy is the biggest thing, because you can read all the books, you can go to all the trainings, you can do all the things, but if actually deep within you, you don't believe that you can achieve this, that you can get there, that you're worthy. For me, it's God front and center. For whatever that is for you, if it's universe, it's whatever it is, what you believe in, a higher source than you, a higher power than you, and know that you're worthy and that you can do it. Like for me, belief will be a huge one. That's a massive. So if you don't have it, borrow it at the beginning and learn it, and then treat it like a business. Be serious about it. Show up. This is a business, so don't have a random hope strategy. Show up, do the thing every day, be consistent, be disciplined, be, you know, what else, like have your routine and know what you need to do. Know what you need to do to move your business forward, and do the thing and do the boring thing. And another piece of advice is just love on people. Just be there for people and hold space for them, you know, no matter where they're at. Just love on people.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much. Well, as I say, it's been an amazing episode. Meg, have you got any final questions for Adeline before we go?
I'm blown away. I've absolutely adored this episode. Thank you so much, Adeline, for coming on and sharing with us. And it's so nice that we were able to connect and like bring these two worlds together. And we're learning so much from you as you are from us. So it's such a nice nice feel to bring us together. But honestly, thank you so much. I hope our listeners, which I have no doubt, know that they have taken so much value from this. So yeah, thank you again.
We will drop Adeline's.
Yeah, actually, how do people find you, Adeline? Do you want to share your Instagram and how they can contact you?
Do I really? No, not just yet, because well, you can find me, but you won't find anything useful on my Instagram.
I can drop your Instagram in the show notes.
We'll pop it in the show notes.
Yeah, I can pop it in the show notes. People can come and find you, message you.
Yeah,
we'll chat.
Absolutely, they can reach out. But I just love that we're all learning and going together. That's my favorite piece of all of this, that we're all, we're already getting warmed up. We're just getting started.
We certainly are, that's for sure. Yeah. Well, thank you again. I hope you ladies have a wonderful night. And as always, for any of our listeners that want to know more about the business, how you can get started, or watch the 50-minute webinar that we have, either connect with any of the three of us, and we will happily share as much information as we can with you to learn how you can also create this life that we have created for ourselves, because we are here just to help and serve you. So we will see you all again next week, and have an incredible week, everybody.
Thank you, ladies.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.